episodes tonight, boys and girls. But I'm going to do my usual, hey, how the fuck are ya intro before I get started. We're going to let the regular crowd shuffle in because I started late. I started 30 minutes late. That's my fucking fault. But we're going to let the usual crowd shuffle in and then we'll watch a little Alone. Did you make a porno? Man. You know what? To all the OnlyFans girls out there, this mustache just makes me feel overqualified. If you need a stunt cock in any of your projects, I'm available for rent. God, that'd be a sick job.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's very cool.
Yo.
It's a joke.
13-year-old won X Games men's street skate.
Yo, you hear a 13-year-old won X Games men's street skate? What? All right, we're gonna watch this in a second. All right, let me get my fucking head together real quick, guys.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's very cool.
I've missed eating while watching people start
Oh, dude.
strong man.
Listen, I'm telling you, to those of you who are newer to the stream and weren't there for the Alone meta, which is now back, I'm telling you, there is no sweeter joy in the world than eating trashy food while watching people starving to death in the wilderness. Yes, I'm glad you brought this up. Someone just sent something very important that we need to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, a few years ago, someone went to jail for something that everybody does. Insider trading. And she lost a lot of her life behind bars. And she had accomplished so many things. Homemaker, chef, television sensation. But what we didn't know is that Martha Stewart is a stone cold gilf. And I would absolutely fuck her brains out.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And if you don't agree,
Some Willie Neff Imkin crumb.
then something's wrong with you. She is out there campaigning for gilf rights. The gilfs, they deserve our goddamn respect. I would shatter that hip. Suddenly, the Snoop Dogg friendship makes so much more sense. They were fucking. Am I crazy? Am I nuts? In all sincerity, though, all jokes aside, this is outrageous. This is unreal. Martha Stewart is out there serving sex at 81 years of age. I get called a boomer, a dinosaur, a skeleton, half dead, a zombie, depression baby at 33 years old. She's 81. I'm not going to lie. The other thing that I will say about this, all jokes aside, the cojones it takes for an 81-year-old woman to get on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit is nuts. Ballsy. And this is what I'm talking about. You know, someone in our own community, an outstanding member of our community, Striker, mentioned that he was in the active pursuit of a 61-year-old gilf. And there were members of the community who shouted him down, who turned him away. Well, I say to you, look upon this. Gilfs are back. Forget white boy summer. It's Gilf summer. Man. I was actually flabbergasted when I saw that picture. I thought it was a deep fake at first. And then I was like, oh my God, this is real? This is an actual thing? Anyway, I don't mean to over hornify it, but how can you not? It's Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition. But honestly, so much respect for that woman. Crazy, ballsy performance. Mustache will. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to cover quickly before I got into content tonight. I was filming something, secret project. I don't know how much I can say about it. Something with Ted. I'm really excited for it to come out, but oh my God, it was so physically demanding. We were filming on a very hot set. I was on set at 8. I didn't leave till like 5. And I was just soaked. I was so tired from what we were filming. But I can't really say much more than that, but I'm really excited for you guys to see it when it eventually comes out. Kind of broadening the spectrum of things that I've done. So porn? No, not porn. Get your minds out of the fucking gutter. I post one Hassan style titty pic and everyone's gone mad. I post one Hassan style titty pic as a joke, as humor, and you've all lost your minds. All right, I want to see this 13-year-old win the X Games. What's his name? Man, it was Jinwoo. Dude, 13. Holy.
Them socks killing. Them socks. That came back. Tail was beast, but them socks. Oh! 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 Oh!
Bro, I was jerking off to LimeWire at 13. This kid's winning the X Games. What the fuck?
Oh! All of them so imagine if anybody loses and that's the fit that takes it home.
What does Jinwoo do here?
Oh my God!
Remember when we was at lunch? And I was telling you? I told you.
I have no words.
I told you. He just kicked the double up and spit out. I told you. Let me be quiet.
Absolutely claim that. Jinwoo, remember the name.
Hey, don't do too much. Now you still gotta drop in. Remember they taught guy, our little homie. So.
Dude, I love how the announcer was probably earlier talking about like, bro, I think Jinwoo can win.
Yeah, Gee. Yep, Gee Curry had to learn. So you can chill out. Yes, you did kick from Blood Dicks fan.
Bruh. It's so clean. That was a freaky clean run.
Board control defined.
Ponytail with the brain.
90.33. And the 13-year-old takes over the top spot. Years old, that's the youngest
Unreal.
history of this street contest.
What did
on
I
the men's side?
tell you?
Jinwoo Onodera is your X Games Japan gold medalist.
At lunch. What did I tell you?
That's awesome. That's awesome. That kid is about to explode on the scene. That's nuts, bro. All right. They finally caught the fucking bastard. Who'd they catch?
Hell is that?
Bring it up, bring it up. Oh, holy shit.
We've been
Reel it up,
after
reel.
that son of a
Bring it up, bring it
Come
up.
on, get him. Carter!
Up.
Carter!
Finally! We got the bastard! Holy shit!
I've been after this son of a bitch for 4 years now! We got him!
We got the bastard!
Hit him!
Dude. Bikini Bottom will never be the same.
Cool.
You is that a mustache? Well, Neff, let's go looking good.
It is. I was working on a film project today, and
Oh yeah.
I had to
wow,
rock
that's
the
very
mustache.
Hey now, Alex, wow.
Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. Hang on, I gotta answer one thing. Whoo. You look like a cop? Thank you for the bits. I think Marsh and I are gonna do a
Good afternoon, D&D TikTok.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
still flabbergasted at the
Light underscore.
LimeWire comment you said.
AF Cabby.
Bro, listen, that's like, that was our problem. Is like, if you are my age, if you're old, we just didn't have pornography readily available, right? That's how most of us learned to use a computer, was pirating pornography on the internet.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
It was before that golden era.
Gentleman to another. You're looking good, sir.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
If they had an X Games that was,
About whose line is it anyway? As far as sketch comedy goes.
oh,
And do you have any favorites from the show?
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
yeah,
21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21.
whose line is, it's basically like all improviser, like black belts, right? Like fifth Dan improviser black belts. And to ask like, do you have a favorite is really tough, because there are, listen, Brad Sherwood and some of the rotating cast were great. Don't get me wrong. But there were 3 guys on that show that you could probably make
Oh yeah, wow,
the
that's very
improv
cool.
like
Debbie Neff.
Mount Rushmore with in Colin, Ryan, and Wayne. They are so freakishly talented.
Oh, yeah, wow, that's very cool.
All of
And
them.
on your lip, Bud Neff.
Oh, did I get it? All of them in their own way. Like Wayne Brady is a freak of nature. He's like a Jamie Foxx, or like you know, or like a Frank Sinatra, in that like everything he does he's good at. It's stupid. It's dumb. Like he can sing, he can dance, he does improv, he can act. He's freakish. I would say Ryan is like he's got like a very goofy style, but he's so good. His timing is so good. And then Colin is probably, if not the quickest improv of all time, one of the quickest improvs of all time. So it's hard to pick a favorite between the 3 of them. They're wild. Also, Wayne Brady's sketch with Chappelle will remain like an all-timer. Like top tier, all-time, best sketches of all time. Like when that sketch came out, when I was in like elementary school, junior high, it was quoted for like 6 years straight. What sketch? No. There is no way that people have not seen the Dave Chappelle Wayne Brady. This is... I have to make sure there's no titty in this.
I'm really happy.
I think there's a titty in this. I have to make sure there's not. Okay, there's not. All right, we'll watch this. This is...
Dave, I got to tell you, man, I'm really happy to be hanging out.
There isn't. It's from Comedy Central. Bro, do you not remember the Scion sketch that he did where the chick's titty flopped out and he showed the clip of her titty flopping out and the famous line was, "Come on, titty."
It's just been great, man. Well, same here, man. You busy with your show. I got my stuff. This is really cool. Yeah, man. You see, that's the thing with black actors, man. We need to just unify. We can't...
Oh, there's an ad. God damn it. All right, I'll wait for the ad. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Look at me, a man of the people, not stopping the content or stopping the content for those of you who choose not to Amazon Prime. I know it's tough. You give your Amazon Primes to Hassan and save none for me. It's all right. I've learned to accept it. All right, are we back?
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Dave, I got to tell you, man, I'm really happy to be hanging out.
Oh yeah, wow,
This
that's
is
very
nice.
cool.
Oh man, it's just been great, man. Well, same here, man. You busy with your show?
yeah,
I got my
wow,
stuff.
that's very
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
God damn it. Guys, that was a bit.
Yeah, wow, that's
Thank
very
you so much, though. Guys, that's... I'm Campad, goes absolutely nuts. Thank you so much for all the gifties. Thank you, Gouda88. I know you know. Thank you, guys. That's outrageous. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to go back to this.
That's the thing with black actors, man. We need to just unify. We can't just be out like... Exactly.
Okay, so I have to fill you guys in on one thing. Dave Chappelle did a bit on Wayne Brady where I think he said Wayne Brady makes someone look like Barney Gumble. Or like he basically said that Wayne Brady was like a dork in one of his... Yeah, makes Brian Gumble look like... Yeah.
Oh yeah, wow.
So,
cool.
Yeah. So, it's an incredible bit, but the idea is that he was like connecting with Wayne Brady. It was Mooney, but they wrote the bit together, I'm pretty sure. So the bit is that he
that's very cool.
is like making peace with Wayne Brady, who is like one of the nicest guys on the planet.
You pass our turn. The restaurant's back that way. Nah, that's all right. Relax. You gonna get some weed? You gonna get some weed and holler at your boy. I know the spot.
He's implying that Wayne Brady is white friendly black guy. Exactly, yeah.
There he is.
Make yourself, fool! Oh, it's Wayne Brady, son!
Calm down.
What you mean calm down? You just shot people, Wayne. Those were people you shot. God damn, man. You got a daytime limit, man. You ain't supposed to be doing like this.
Dave, you making me nervous. You making me think that you gonna snitch. Now, you're not gonna snitch, right? Oh, man, come on now. I ain't no snitch. Now, you sure I ain't gonna snitch? It's me, nigga. It's Dave, baby. Come on, nigga. Come on, nigga.
This is so good.
Actors, man. We gotta be black actors.
We're black actors. We got to stick together.
It's Dave. It's Dave Chappelle. It's your boy. Okay. Sorry, man.
Oh
Yeah, it's literally
very cool.
training day.
Tim, I don't have no money.
Thank you so much.
I'll get some money. All right. Right here. Where's the ATM at? We at it. Hey!
I'm boss. I don't take no shit from anyone.
Yes.
Is Will Neff going to have to choke a beef or
Yeah.
subs?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Good evening, bitches.
Good evening, bitches.
That's what I like to hear. That's nice. Hey, baby. Thank you. All right, more power to me. All right, thank you, baby. Raquel, what's this? Mr. Franklin's lonely. There's only...
Sorry, Daddy.
What do you mean sorry, Daddy? What the hell did you do? Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch? I try not to be. You know what?
Wait,
okay.
come on, man.
No, I'm gonna get out of this car right now.
Come on, please, man. Come on, just let us slide.
You better thank Dave Chappelle. Okay.
Thank you, babe. And I like your show.
Run, bitch, run for your life.
Run, bitch! Run for your life! Get some help! Anyway, that's like an abridged version of the sketch, but dude, it's such a classic sketch. Because Wayne Brady is legitimately the nicest guy on the planet. So the fact that he did a sketch where he's like the worst human being is perfect.
Good afternoon, D&D, TikTok, and beyond, and welcome to Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go. Today, I've got another mystery set of dice sent in by a viewer. Let's see what we end up with.
He's up to it again.
Looks like the blue swirl, which is the same set we got last time. Thanks. Let's get started with our roll for bread.
He was disappointed that he got the blue swirl again. Have you seen Mad TV? Yeah, absolutely.
6, sourdough. 2 big pieces of sourdough toasted. Hopefully it's a good sandwich because it's going to be a big one no matter what. All right, next up, let's roll for main. 11, roll 2d12. All right, rolling for our 2 mains. That's 6 salami and 7 corned beef.
All right.
Well, we ended up with 2 different cured meats today. Corned beef, or in some places called salt beef, is salt cured, while salami is air cured or air dried. Let's roll.
I did not know that.
2, provolone.
Okay, this sandwich has all the makings of a champion.
Provolone is a solid choice here.
Oh, yeah,
that slightly smoky
very
flavor
cool.
should pair nicely. All right, let's roll for our roughage.
Thank you, Crystal.
5 cabbage and 10 pickled turnips. Starting to sense a color theme here. Various shades of
Now, what the fuck is happening here?
pinks and purples. Flavor-wise, the cabbage is pretty much a bullseye. People eat cabbage and corned beef together all
I mean, yes, but it threw me for a loop. Let him cook.
the time.
Let him cook.
This will be a fine addition here, too. It'll add a little bit of
The
acid.
turnips, though,
Vinegar, which will go with the tinginess of the salami. And it'll add some nice texture and crunch that we've been missing so far. All right, next up, let's hit it with wild magic. 1.
Oh, the deck of many things!
The deck of many things.
Oh, shit!
Oh, man, y'all, things were going so well.
Yeah.
So far with the deck, we've pulled 1 good thing and 1 bad thing, though there are many more bad things
I hope it's a bad thing.
than good things. Here we go.
Oh, no.
The idiot. The sandwich is unaffected. You must drink 16 ounces of ketchup.
Oh, my God. Well, we're going to have to watch that video.
Video. 3rd time we've ever pulled from the deck on this show, and I pulled this card. I can't even. Last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. 13, English mustard. All right, I mean, I like mustard.
Oof.
Should be good here. It's pretty intense.
He's just thinking about that ketchup.
This sandwich, this is a good sandwich. It's just, I know what's coming now, and
Yeah, he's heartbroken.
it's going to be hard to enjoy it. The cross section is very pink. Well, here it is.
I just don't know about those turnips.
I'm not too worried about the sandwich. I think it's going to taste pretty fine, but let's find out. Yeah, I mean, nothing to complain about here. At least I got a good lunch out of today. Some mayo or something might have been nice, but overall, I can't complain about the
He gives it a 9.8? No way. This is a 7.5 right down the pipe.
dumb life choices. This one's an easy 9.3.
What?
Death by Pink. So I guess I now have to make a video for you guys drinking ketchup. I'm going to do it on a live on Saturday. Come and support me. Or
520? He hasn't drank the goddamn ketchup yet? No, he should have done it right away. We just got scammed. You need that content brain. You need people to immediately go watch the fucking ketchup vid. Guy sounds like a fucking loser? No, that guy rules. I disagree fundamentally with his sandwich choices, but that guy's a fucking sandwich hero.
Oh, yeah, wow, that's very cool.
You'll be at EDC? Yeah, I think Billy Ravebrains and I are actually going to do interviews on Sunday. So if anybody in the community is at EDC and you want to show up on a Fear and segment, I think old Billy Ravebrains and I will be walking around for a little bit. Yeah. Yep. Nice stash. Thank you.
I just got a bunch of pictures from Warner Brothers vaults of the actual.
Yeah, wow, that's very cool.
James Gunn ranks
from ordinary
his
man does great work.
Ordinary yeah, he makes sausages. Yeah, his videos are pretty good. James Gunn ranks his top 5 comic book movies. Okay. Here's what I think should be on this list. This is what I think should be on this list. The original Batman. Batman 1, Tim Burton's first Batman. Dark Knight Batman. Those are the 2 Batmans that should be on there. Honestly, I'm going to keep it real. I think the first Iron Man was so important to, like, Marvel. And I think because of its place, it goes on there. I think Spider-Verse is going to be on there. And then because it's him, it could either be Guardians, but he might not put Guardians on his own list. He might not put Guardians on his own list. And if he doesn't put Guardians, it'll be Logan. That's my guess.
Original costumes. I think the costume art's really good, and it's just without frills. Because today people have seen a lot of different superhero costumes. So it's how do you make it look believable? How do you take this outrageous concept of a guy who flies around and turn him into something real? Hey GQ, I'm James Gunn, and I'm gonna break down my top 5 favorite comic book movies.
Now we get to figure out if Gunn is a DC guy or a Marvel guy. If these are all Marvel and he's in charge of the DC universe, it is a clear indication he fucking hates DC.
I think I'm worth listening to about comic book movies simply because I've made...
Oh, fuck, he might throw a Superman movie on there. Fuck, he might throw a Superman movie on there. He might throw one of the old Superman movies on there. I forgot he's a Superman guy.
So many comic book films and superhero films. I've made at least, oh my gosh, I don't know how many superhero movies I've made at this point. Something like 6 or 7. I guess if you include the movies.
Whoa. Oh, I forgot he made Super. Wait, this is not a movie. This is a show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a show.
I guess if you include the movies I've produced, like the Avengers movies, then it's really a lot.
Oh, hello.
Deadpool. Interesting. I love this movie, and I could see it being on a top 5 superhero list. I did not expect him to put Deadpool on there.
No,
yeah,
right?
wow, that's very
Whose
cool.
balls did I have to fondle to get my very own movie?
I think coming in at number 5, I'm going to go with Deadpool. The first Deadpool.
Thank you for that.
Deadpool, actually, are 2 of my
Thank you for saying you love the stash.
movies. They came on the heels of the Guardians film, They were even more of, comedies than the Guardians films are, and they were so well made, so heartfelt and fun, and Ryan Reynolds just kills it. I think Deadpool is a perfect adaptation of a comic book because the comic book is very much tongue-in-cheek, very much breaking the fourth wall all the time, talking to the audience, and I think the movie does that really well, but somehow also keeps it more grounded and gives it a little bit more heart than the comics have.
If you could see me, you'd understand.
Looks on everything. Looks are everything. You ever heard David Beckham speak? It's like he mouth sexed a can of helium. Ryan Reynolds got this far on his superior acting method? Love is blind, Wade. No. You're blind.
Ryan's such a funny guy. I think it, along with like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man or Christopher Reeve as Superman, he's one of the...
See, I knew it, bro. I knew he was a Superman head. I knew he was a Superman head.
He's one of the all-time great comic book, icons.
산 거 맞죠?
Wow! What? This does not qualify. I'm sorry, this does not qualify. Sir, that is a manga. It is not a comic book. Sir, Mr. Gunn, this is a manga. By the way, if you do consider this a comic book film, absolutely, it has to be on the fucking list, right? But now that manga is a comic, you open this up. Akira has to be on this list now. Akira has to be on this list. If you consider Old Boy a fucking comic.
달라도 될까요?
Or Ghost in the Shell.
Number 4, I'm going to say Old Boy. Now, a lot of people don't know that this is a comic book film, but it's based on a manga, and it's a Korean...
Thank you, sir. Thank you for amending your previous statement.
Korean film, it reinvented action, and it really ushered in the new era of Korean cinema, which has continued to this day. They still probably make the best action movies in the world.
Church, James Gunn. Yo, this is why James Gunn makes good movies, because he watches good movies, period, full stop. The guy knows film.
But as a movie, it's just...
But he doesn't know his manga.
Incredibly cinematic, incredibly colorful, really kind of gross, but also beautiful and shocking at the end. It has a real nice twist at the end, so it works on every level.
All right, is he going to double down on manga? Because if he does, this could be a bold new direction for DC. He could be giving us little hints of where he wants to go with the type of filmmaking. Nah, it's gross. Nah, Old Boy is a fucking genius film.
If there's one scene that sticks out, it's obviously the hallway fight.
Yep,
that
hammer
was a
fight.
Huge inspiration to me.
To my film class, one of the scenes that I talk about literally the most often, right? How many times, my film class, you're here every Wednesday, how many times have I talked about the hallway scene as arguably the most influential action scene ever? And everybody goes, oh, but Ip Man. Oh, but Ong Bak, Thai Warrior. And I go, those are very good films. But this scene,
that's very cool.
This film is so influential. And how ridiculous this one take is amazing. By the way, I saw someone go, film class, ? Yeah, every Wednesday I show a film, and then if you stay till the end of the film, I teach you about film. So if you want to show up on Wednesdays, I do a film class every Wednesday.
Hallway fight, that was a huge inspiration to me, and you can see our own version of a hallway fight in Guardians 3. Different versions of hallway action fights have been great, whether it's in Old Boy or The Raid, another great action.
Yes!
The Suicide Squad, and now in Guardians.
Yep.
Sorry, do you think we know?
Oh, yeah, wow. That's very cool.
Neff.
All right. Gunn took this assignment so liberally. I need to hear how he justifies A History of Violence as a comic book film.
Know each other?
You tell me.
My third favorite all-time comic book film is A History of Violence, directed by...
By the way, tremendous film. And I don't mean to brag, but Vigo is a family friend of ours.
Oh, yeah, wow. That's for...
I love Vigo. Vigo's very close with Vigo. My father introduced Vigo's dad to his wife. Very close with Vigo. So, I mean, I love this choice. I love this film, but I'm shocked.
Cronenberg, one of my favorite directors. I love so many of his films, from Dead Ringers to Naked Lunch. But my favorite movie of his is probably A History of Violence, Viggo Mortensen.
That is a crazy thing to say, that your favorite Cronenberg movie is History of Violence. But okay, let's okay.
Stars in it. He's fantastic. And it's a really amazing movie about a guy who's a former killer who's trying to live this normal life and gets wrapped up in his past.
Honestly, it's mine too. Well, here's my take on that. Let me rebut and explain why I say that. I think A History of Violence is the least Cronenberg film. Like, if you think about Cronenberg's style, it is almost like the antithesis of his usual filmmaking style. So it would be like if Wes Anderson made like a one-off action film and people were like, yeah, that's my favorite Wes Anderson film. And you're like, but his whole thing is this other thing. I love the movie though.
History of Violence. I also, like Oldboy, I didn't know this was based on anything. I didn't know it was adapted from a novel, or especially didn't know it was adapted from comic books and a graphic novel. I just saw it as
Again, not a comic book, graphic novel. Different thing, bud. You got really fucking liberal with your definition.
Movie itself, so it didn't have to live up to anything. It didn't have to overcome anything. It was just an amazing movie.
Same difference? No, it is not. A comic book is like a dollar pulp publication that is printed weekly or monthly. A graphic novel is something that is released all together in one collection. They're very different.
Itself, that's emotional and passionate, and the violence and the action is shot really well. I mean, I really was influenced by History of Violence. I was influenced by the way that it didn't play like an action movie.
Listen, everybody being like nerds and like being like, oh, well, you're being too technical with it. This guy is the head of Marvel and DC simultaneously. He just released the highest grossing Marvel film in years, and he is the head of DC. Forgive me for thinking that he was going to go superhero with his top 5 comic book movies of all time. I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm just surprised.
Look at it and see, oh, that's an action movie. But if you watch the way Cronenberg shoots the action sequences in the movie, it's really spectacular and really deft.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie's incredible.
I think Cronenberg has a way of turning the world just slightly to see something really ugly about it in a beautiful way, if that makes any sense.
Film night, maybe? Tonight? No. Wednesday. Wednesdays are film nights, guys. It is my labor of love. I do it truly as a labor of love. It drives down my viewer count. I make far less money on nights that I do film night. Film night and film class are something that I do because I love film. Show up Wednesday. We watch an important film every single Wednesday, and I will teach you about it at the end of it.
History of Violence does that. He just turns this normal American family just slightly, and we see into its soul. and it's not the most beautiful thing in the world. There's this wonderful, of all the wonderful things, there's a wonderful sex scene in the movie between Viggo and his wife on the steps when she discovers, like,
Can't show that.
discover who he really is.
Yeah, she puts on a cheerleader costume and he eats her out. It's graphic.
I'm a big sex scene guy. I don't take sex scenes apart in the same way I take action scenes apart, but I somehow really remember that scene because it was so raw and so passionate and so real. And usually sex scenes just seem like I'm actually usually waiting for them to be done, or they seem like unnecessary or just exploitative, you know? So this wasn't like that at all. This was a real part of the story.
All right, number 2. Okay, thank God I called one of them. Thank God I called one of them. I know he's a superhero guy. The way that he talked about Superman All-Star and All-Stars, sorry, and like it relating to his relationship with his father, I knew he was a fucking Superman guy.
Hey, Jim!
Excuse me.
That's a bad.
Number 2, I'm gonna have to go with a movie.
What time on Wednesday? 7:30.
Richard Donner's Superman. This one is important to me historically. It's a great movie. But
For those of you who don't know, this right here and Detective Comics 13 and what's the first appearance of the Fantastic Four? Marvel Comics. Someone help me out. First appearance of the Fantastic Four. Come on, someone knows this. Amazing Tales. Which issue is it? It's like Amazing Tales something? 59? Well, whatever. Those 3 comic books are considered the holy grail of comic books. First appearance of Superman, first appearance of Batman is Detective Comics 16, I think. And then the first appearance of the Fantastic Four is basically the beginning of establishing the Marvel Universe as we know it. So those 3 comics are considered like the holy grail of comics, and each one of these in like a mint condition is millions of dollars. It's Spider-Man, bro. You're wrong. I don't think it's even close. Yeah, you're so wrong. It's a joke. Spider-Man 1 retails for $336,000 mint. Action Comics 1 retails for the last one sold for $3.2 million mint. So just use Google before you start typing, please.
It's a great movie, but it was also a movie I saw as a kid that affected my life a lot, and I remember seeing it at Paris Cinema.
Batman was Detective Comics 27. There you go. Thank you.
Manchester, Missouri, when it was first released. Strangely, the same exact theater that Jim Lee, who went on to create so many great comics characters, saw it in. And
Amazing Fantasy, not Spider-Man? Ooh. So Spider-Man showed up first in Amazing Fantasy? I might be wrong then, because I knew the value of Spider-Man 1. Amazing. So is it Amazing Fantasy? Which issue? Amazing Fantasy 15. Let me see. So he appeared outside of Spider-Man. I didn't know that. Okay, it's still not even close. Oh, actually, it's okay, the last one sold for 1.1 million, but the record sale, ironically, is exactly the same amount as a mint Superman 1 or Action Comics 1. That's interesting.
From there. I was taken up in this movie, and I remember when I was a child, I had seen Star Wars, and that was like such a big magical moment for me. And this was the next.
What's the Fantastic Four first appearance? God damn it. I'll look this up. That's first appearance. What comic is that? Fuck. Which one is it? No, it's not Fantastic Four 1. They showed up in something else. Okay. Oh, here it is. Here it is ranked. So we don't have to look it up. Superman 1, the top selling one of all time was 5.3. Superman 1. Amazing Fantasy, which is the first appearance of Spider-Man, 3.6. Action Comics 1. Oh, wait. Spider-Man 1 sold for more than Amazing Fantasy? Oh, no, that is Superman. Bro, dyslexia is kicking. Action Comics 1. Wait. How is this possible? That Superman 1 sold for more than Action Comics 1? That has to be listed wrong. This has to be Superman. This has to be Action Comics 1. This has to just be a later sale. It was upgraded. Oh, got it. Now, this has to be listed wrong because this isn't the first appearance of the Fantastic Four. Yes, it is. Wait a minute. What comic book am I thinking of?
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Human Torch appeared separately. What comic is that? No, is it Marvel Comics? Sorry, guys. I know I'm taking a long aside, but I want to look this up. It's driving me crazy. Oh, yeah. No, this is what I'm looking for. Marvel Comics 1. And it's Human Torch and Submariner. That's why I fucked that up. Okay. Marvel Comics 1. Oh my God. X-Men 1 goes crazy. Batman 1. All-Star Comics 8. Detective Comics 1,000 million. That's not right. Okay, we're going back. I'm sorry.
Magical movie.
What the hell is that?
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me.
All of these comics are really mid to read.
They did exactly what we're doing.
Yeah,
now.
they're not awesome.
And tons of actors to see who captures that spirit. The thing they don't talk about much when they talk about Christopher Reeve, they talk about his pureness, his hope, his goodness. They talk about, the way that he plays Clark as being so different from the way he plays Superman and how he can turn that on in an instant. But there's this playfulness about Superman. When he's saving a cat, he's got that wry smile.
Bye, Frisky. Long now.
Honestly, it's crazy that this film is so old and this is still the best film representation of Superman.
And that is one of the best parts of the movie is the playfulness of Superman. He enjoys what he's doing. He likes helping human beings and he likes saving them. They just did the costume from the
Okay, dead ass, if his number one isn't Dark Knight, Gunn is playing around.
They did it very simply, and it works really well. The colors work well. I just got a bunch of pictures from Warner Brothers vaults of the actual original costumes. I think the costume works really good, and it's just without frills, which was easier back then than today, because today people have seen a lot of different superhero costumes. So it's how do you make it look believable? How do you take this outrageous concept of a guy who flies around and turn him into something real? I think that, you know, what we're doing is different. It's its own thing, but I'm definitely influenced by what Donner did with Superman and what Christopher Reeve did with Superman. And Margot Kidder, who's fantastic in the movie. She's really the heart of it in a lot of ways.
Swooner. Oh, the Fortress of Solitude.
The Fortress of Solitude is an
what time
set. It's
is really Alone? Like probably in like another 20 minutes. I'm literally just allowing our full audience to come in, because if I start Alone and everybody's not here, they'll complain. So soon.
Movies. And I think it was a magical location that wasn't something that we're familiar with, but that was so well done and actually built big sets, and that's influenced me a lot. We have some of the biggest sets of all time in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It's great to actually have real practical sets for these.
Yo, he's talking dirty to me right now. James Gunn, you finna make my dick hard talking about practical real sets and superhero movies. God damn, DC needs that. I am so tired of actors in front of fucking green screens. Thank you for those bits. I'm so tired of it. Actors in front of green screens, I don't care how good your CGI is, it looks like dog shit. It looks like shit. Everybody who liked the second fucking what's this dickhead's name? I'm not a Marvel guy. Help me out. Doctor Strange. Yeah, such a shitty superhero. Anyway, that movie looked like dog shit. I do not understand people who like literally were like, that movie looked great. Oh my God, it looked like trash.
Strange locations, so the actors and the crew kind of feel what's going on when we're there, and it just looks better than having everything be a total CGI fest.
All right, did you hear what he said at the end? He literally echoed what I just said.
And the crew kind of feel what's going on when we're there, and it just looks better than having everything be a total CGI fest.
Based.
Please keep.
Okay. I like this decision. I think this is a good decision. I think this film deserves to be on the list. But I will say, snubbing Dark Knight is fucking absurd. Snubbing Dark Knight is fucking absurd.
Wait. How could there be two Spider-Men? There can't be two Spider-Men. Can there?
My favorite superhero movie and my favorite comic book movie is an animated film. It's Into the Spider-Verse. This movie works.
The Dark Knight is better than all. Listen, the thing about The Dark Knight is, even if you don't agree it's the best superhero movie, it fundamentally changed like filmmaking. Like every superhero movie tried to be The Dark Knight in a way after The Dark Knight. Like, so many films borrowed from The Dark Knight. It was crazy.
Not have a bad beat in it. The action is amazing. The emotion is amazing. The voice acting is incredible. It's well directed, well written, and I just don't.
It's barely a superhero movie. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. What the hell do you mean? That's Batman. Batman's hardly a superhero. He's a fucking lunatic with money.
Been a better superhero movie than Into the Spider-Verse. I think that, Into the Spider-Verse is truly the first, comic book multiverse movie. They did it in such a balanced and real way. There weren't a lot of plot holes like there are in a lot of these multiverse movies. They thought everything through, and it was just really tight. And if there's one thing...
Hot take, Dark Knight trilogy is carried by the second one. My brother in Christ, that is the most lukewarm take of all time.
Lot in a screenplay and film is to be elegant and to not be doing all this stuff that goes off from the center of the film. And it does that. It stays pointed the entire time.
Are you from another dimension? Like a parallel universe where things are like this universe but different? And you're Spider-Man in that universe, but somehow travel to this universe, but you don't know how?
Wow, that was really just a guess?
Being able to see all these different Spider-Man characters, Miles Morales and Peter and all the other characters working together in one movie, it was sort of a dream come true for a kid who loved Spider-Man as much as I loved Superman and Batman growing up. I think that Spider-Verse really influenced me in terms of trying to make high-quality animation.
Another lukewarm take.
That is not secondary. There is an advantage to these animated films because you do plan out everything. You kind of draw it as you go along. You don't go on set and film it. It's costing you millions of dollars, and then you come back with the footage, and then you have to see if it works or not. I think it's one of the reasons why there are so many good, tight animated films, and more often than not, they're better than live-action films.
Okay, right now, for those of you who don't watch any DC stuff, he's specifically talking about DC film. DC animated films have been so much better than their live action films. It's like not even close. The DC animated projects have been incredible, beautiful, amazing. Obviously, Enter the Spider-Verse is another project that is incredible, but Into the Spider-Verse, right? Everybody knows Into the Spider-Verse. It was a sensation. I think a lot of the animated DC stuff has kind of gone under the radar in an insane way.
Movies that almost made the list were Deadpool 2, Iron Man, for sure.
Okay, see? I called that one.
Thoughts on Green Lantern in the comics? Used to love him as a kid.
I went on a huge rant about this. DC needs to redeem Green Lantern. The Green Lantern has some of the coolest arcs in comic book history, and they fucking ruined him. And he's like, for some reason, they ruined him so bad that he's a joke like Aquaman, right? It sucks. And he like all the entire Lantern Corps is cool. All of the Green Lanterns, all of the Lanterns period is really good lore, and like they haven't even cracked that at all because the first movie was so bad. All right, I called this honorable mention, by the way. Deadpool 2, I get it. I called this honorable mention. If there's no Dark Knight honorable mention, he's got a Vendetta.
And for sure, V for Vendetta is another one that almost made the list. Spider-Man Homecoming, I think, is fantastic.
The best of the new Spider-Man movies, in my opinion. Even the multiverse Spider-Man is not as good as this one.
There were a lot of movies I really loved that almost made the list, but I had to choose 5. And so, I may wake up tomorrow and think I made an enormous mistake that I can't take back.
Can you just give us a quick drop of the list with your movies in it?
But I can't, they're like, my movies are like my children. So I can't say one that I like better.
No Dark Knight mention is actually blasphemous. He is a blasphemer. I don't know how I feel about that. I do not know how I feel about that. Not mentioning, without debate, the best comic book film of all time in your top 5 comic book list, the comic book film list is strange. It's very strange. Even if, maybe it doesn't make the top 5, but then to give honorable mentions and not mention Nolan's Batman makes me think that he fundamentally does not like Nolan or something.
And the other, listen, with Guardians 1, I was proud of how...
See, I told you Guardians 1.
We did something that was considered pretty outlandish at the time, but did it in a mainstream way that spoke to audiences all over the world. That was a big accomplishment.
Yeah. One thing he's talking about that you got to give him credit for is what Guardians really opened the door for is taking lesser known characters and front paging them and giving yourself a lot of creative freedom around comic book characters where expectations aren't so heavily trenched, right? We saw this eventually with Peacemaker. We saw this with a lot of more fringe characters getting their own projects, and it's very cool. Now, the interesting thing about this movie is insufferable Marvel nerds will all argue that they had been reading Guardians of the Galaxy for years and they they intricately knew the interworkings of every one of these characters, which is a fucking bold-faced lie. Only the most degenerate of comic book nerds were reading Guardians of the Galaxy on a regular basis. But to those people, I respect them, and I'm glad they got a film series. But for everyone else, it's like how everyone was suddenly a Kansas City Chiefs fan after fucking Patrick Mahomes started slinging dick, right? Every fucking blonde-haired girl in California suddenly had a family member in Kansas City who made them watch the Chiefs growing up. Fuck off. You never gave a shit about the Kansas City Chiefs before they started winning. And all you comic book nerds certainly didn't give a shit about Guardians of the Galaxy before they had a box office smash.
Pretty outlandish at the time, but did it in a mainstream way that spoke to audiences all over the world. That was a big accomplishment for me. For the second movie, I was really proud of how, we really told this story about a, adoptive father and his son, and how that came together, and how many people have written me over the years saying, I finally forgive my stepfather for all this, whatever they put me through. It's changed people's relationships.
You're hurt?
Family members.
No, it's just real. Dude, I'm a comic book guy. I go to Free Comic Book every day. I used to have my comic book store that I went to. I'll tell you, it was Golden Apple Comics. I'd go once a week. I'd buy all my comics. I'd read them. But I know that I would read one or two fucking series at a time, right? The way that comics are released, you pick what you're into and you read those comics, right? I was reading Blue and Gold because I love Booster Gold. But I wasn't digging through every fucking corner of the comic book store being oh, Guardians of the Galaxy, I really got to read this backlog before Guardians of the Galaxy, the movie, came out. And what I'm saying is there are a bunch of Stolen Valor nerds who were literally oh yeah, I've been reading Guardians since the 80s. And it's you weren't even alive. You're 20 years old. What the fuck are you talking about?
For the Suicide Squad, we really took big risks and big swings and did ridiculous things that I thought was a much more chaotic approach to cinema, and I learned a lot through that, and I personally learned a lot through how to use a camera on that film. And then for Guardians 3, I'm just really proud of the way that we, really gave each of these characters the dignity they deserve.
I've been reading Guardians for over a decade. You're being very rude. If you are one of the people who have actually read Guardians, doesn't that bother you then? That everyone insinuated that they were as big a fan and as dipped in this obscure character arc as you were? That doesn't bother you at all? Okay, yes, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was fun. But now everyone is here. We have 5,000 people here. And it is time to do the second night of a tradition that took this stream to the next level. It's time to be alone.